I first met Joe in 1987. He was a deputy scheduler for Governor Michael Dukakis in Boston. I walked into the governor's back office, looked around, dealt with him for a few days, and said, that guy.
Joe has been everything we hoped he would be, and then some.
There's no question in my mind that our movement for full equality is stronger and better because of Joe's efforts.
When he came to be a part of HRC, we were working on federal hate crime legislation, which had been my motivating factor since Matt was killed. And he became my champion, my shoulder, my source of information, my source of strength.
When I think of Joe, courageous comes to mind. It's a huge heart and a desire to push things forward, to be willing to take the risk.
Joe Solmonese has really done a lot to change our country for the better. Behind the scenes, in front of the camera, in front of the microphone, no matter where he is a tireless progressive who wants to make sure that we all have equal rights.
Joe is acutely aware of the fact that in today's political environment, there is strength in coalition, and that if you're not working in coalition, you're not really practicing the politics of the 21st century.
We can talk about his leadership qualities, his intellect, his judgment, his strategic thinking, his ability to mobilize forces. He has a vision and he's well organized.
You can really rely on Joe's word, and you can rely on Joe's judgment as to what can be done, what can't be done, what he can do and what he thinks you can do.
The two Joes and I worked so closely together to repeal Don't Ask, Don't Tell, and at times it looked impossible.
I guess we could call the group, if they made it into a movie, the two Joes and Susan. Susan and I are real stubborn. When we commit to something, we just don't want to lose, and that's the way we felt about repealing Don't Ask, Don't Tell. But Joe Solmonese was even more stubborn than we were.
It would not have occurred without the relentless advocacy of Joe and the HRC.
Politicians respect him and like him because he speaks truth to them, and that's what they need to hear. That's what he's always done. That's what he's good at. That's what we've relied on him for.
Being able to say, no, but remember, this is Joe Solmonese and the people he works with, and they are reasonable. That was a great asset for me.
We had installed this new fire pit at my house, and I remember Joe coming through the gate, and we're all sitting around, and he looks calmly at the fire pit, and he says, you know, this whole place is so beautiful, but are there supposed to be flames coming up the wall outside? Totally unflappable. I thought in that instance he might have been a little more alarmed.
You know, when Joe met me, I like to cycle, I run, I'm outdoors a fair amount. And when friends of ours will ask us to do something, if it involves going outside, I have to look at Joe and I say, what don't you like to do? And he, with a deadpan face, will say, go outdoors.
Good job, Solmonese. You did a good job.
I really appreciate the bridge that you've been and the hand that you've extended.
I want to thank you for the service that you've given to the LGBT community, the service you've given to me personally, the advice and counsel over the years.
I'd say just thanks for giving me the opportunity to work with you and do some of the things that I feel best about in my career in the Senate.
So Joe, I know I speak for us all. Thank you.